Hey beauties, good evening to you beautiful people. Now beautiful people, I feel a sense of angst and I'm also incensed and I really shouldn't be surprised, but slightly I am, moderately I am in a sense, because I figured that some resolution came to this matter as it relates to the Jamaica Civil Service Association and monies owed to them, because it boils down to monies to be paid over to them, and the government officials and all the relevant bodies that deal with the restoration of the monies owed to them are just dragging their feet. I was going to use a terminology, but it may, these days every word can be read wrong. You can't even use words that you used to use back in the day. You know, for example, back in the day people could say they're gay. It means they're happy. You know that the meaning has changed. You know, it's a P footing around. You know, I was going to say, but I said, you know what? They have a way of splicing and dicing these videos, and when you look, you're going to hear that I use a very derogatory word and indecent language, which it is not. It's a word that is used for when you're joking around, dragging your feet. You know, it's more than just procrastinating. You're not dealing with things efficiently and effectively and timely. Now, when I was listening to the president, Mrs. Tisha Clark Griffiths, or Griffiths Clark, whichever way it is, talking about the whole restoration of the passenger mileage, the increments that should have been given as at from April 1, 2022 to November 2023, overtime pay or uniform allowance, retroactive pay, all monies that are owed to them. And to know that it is still not resolved. They still are restive, meaning they're not going to keep silent. They're not going to remain still on their dissatisfaction of the situation. It is beyond a travesty of justice, my beautiful people. It is a disrespect to the people of Jamaica. They are not begging. They're not begging. They're not scamming. They're not shopping. It is a work done, and the work need to be paid. Jesus himself demonstrated, he says, what is due to Caesar, give to it. So he paid his taxes, the owner of the earth. This is a joke. Adam and Eve lobbied for us. Abel, before Cain took his life, lobbied for us. Abraham, Isaac and Jacob lobbied for us, and we're still here. This is crazy. I was most flabbergasted to hear the lady again on the television speaking on the matter. And my question is it that money has moved, it has gained wheels, or it has morphed into like an aircraft and decided to take a trip to Mars, to Saturn, to Pluto, to Jupiter, to Neptune? Because the reality is that no money has left the planet. So I don't understand how the argument is presented that they don't have any money in the kitty. Out, you know, the 20 billion, I don't know if it is out of the 20 billion that should have been budgeted for the Jamaica Civil Service Association. And the workers, the employees there, no man, no more than no man. There is no way that God, when he was making human beings, said, all right, you're going to be made out of a sounding brass, some of you, and a tinkling cymbal, while some of you will be made out of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. We're all significant in this rat race. I don't understand the nonsense and the folly that is being presented that there is no money in the kitty. Unless you can show me proof that it has gone to Mars, to Pluto, to Jupiter, to Neptune, and to Saturn. I would mention Mercury because it's closest to the sun, so it would burn up. Then I can accept that there is no money in the kitty. Outside of that, it has to be here. It has to be here, unless it's buried under a bushel. And no light can bring it to make it conspicuous. This is crazy. What do you mean no money in the kitty? So that $1 trillion that was presented in the last budget in March there, the JCSA, as in the Jamaica Civil Service Association's proposals and what it is that they have put forward was not in that $1 trillion. Is 1 trillion or 3? I can't even remember the amount. This is nonsense and foolery. They take people for boneheads, for idiots. This is crazy. I really am not comprehending what they mean by there is no money in the kitty for the Jamaica Civil Service Association and their members and the employees and the employers. They're significant, they're essential. Not just the lawyer, Dr. Indian and Chief, and I'm not saying that as a disregard to them. I'm saying that everyone plays an important role. Let us take, for example, we think the people who collect the garbage and sweep the street, they're just menial workers. Just think of maybe one entire month of debris being on the road. Let us say every day debris is to be on the road and garbage was to be piled up and none of them come and collect for an entire month. One entire month across the entire island in everywhere. Whether you're uptown, downtown, roundtown, middletown, semi-middletown, semi-downtown, semi-uptown. The rat them would have draw away, you see, man, in a them cell, they have to call it, in a the sewage. They would have a field day. They would have a field day to run up and down because their natural habitat would have been created man-made. So in other words, I'm saying that everyone is significant. None is more important than the other. Some roles may take a little bit more precedence because especially if you're dealing with life and death. So you'll put the medical doctors and the medical professionals there in that sense. But we all have to play our part to mitigate the people having to go to the doctor. So the environs would have to be kept clean and sterile almost. What do you mean there's no money? So in that, what is 1 trillion people? I can't remember if it's 1 or 3 trillion. Honestly, cannot remember because when I saw the word trillion, I said, yeah man, we're gone now into it's a serious budget. You know that and when they mention it, because Hurricane Beryl. Now, you know, for me, when I hear that, it irritates me because we live in a country that we know certain natural disasters are more than likely to happen. Hurricanes are hurricanes, they're a part of the play. Earthquakes as well. You wouldn't think of like tsunamis and tornadoes, really. But those two are because of where we're situated, where we are located. That Jamaica is considered a land of wood and water. So because of the heavy rain and so on, you know, we're prone to these things yearly. And they even give a timeline from June 1 to November 30 of any given year. So what do you mean no money no in the kitty? The country is not properly stewarded. It's mismanaged. And obviously it means the monies are misappropriated because I don't understand in the budget. It meant that all sectors would have been budgeted for, which include the civil servants, which is a major part of the Public Service Association. The lady should not be coming back again. That is why they say they're restive. That is why they say they're restive. Because I said this is madness. I couldn't believe it a year and the conversation is still being carried. Not even one of the itemized proposal have been addressed and said, okay, we're going to restore this. We're going to do this. Not even one. Not even piece. Not even quarter. Not even piece. Not even peace. It's a disrespect to the people. It is a disrespect and a disregard to the Jamaica Civil Service Association, that arm of the public sector. I wonder what I mentioned the teachers though, because look at the situation. Over the last 2 years, you have 2,500 teachers migrating, and you know you're considering importing those from other countries. You may, is it that they're going to accept whatever packages that you're going to give them? You're okay with that? They may be okay for a time period. Because it's a different culture, they're raised differently, they think differently. And you also have to factor in the language barrier. It is not like a Jamaican who leaves here to go abroad and they intermingle for a time and they get to understand. We're in a crisis, so you have to use the big guns, the experts. The lady should not be coming out again asking for the restoration of whether it's passenger mileage or some monies or whatever it is. Ongoing negotiations. And I need to factor because the money never migrate and left Earth. It's here. Guys, you know what to do.